Super duper live.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Y'all are tuned in to Go Rogue Podcast. Y'all already know what it is. I got my boy Darxx in the bitch in the building, and he in a group called
Humble Prophets.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta check them out. They on YouTube. They on all kind of
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Tidal, whatever streaming platform you use. You can find Humble Prophets on there. We ain't too hard to find.
So where you from, man?
I'm from Seguin, Texas, man. Born and raised, grew up around there, and did the whole go to college, town or two over thing, and then eventually rock and rolled in San Marcos for a little while, and then
San Marcos,
go Bobcats, all that good stuff.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, and then eventually made my way over here to Austin, and then just work brought me here, and a lot of opportunities. Music brought me here as well, so I figured what better idea than to capitalize on the time I got around the area.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm here now.
So you went to Seguin High School?
No, I went to Navarro High School. It was over in Geronimo, Texas, which is smack dab in between San Marcos and Seguin, and it's been essentially this big. You drive through it and you blink and miss it, essentially.
Geronimo, Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but okay, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. Yeah. Cause I went to Hayes High School, man.
You were the Hayes?
Yeah, I graduated from Hayes, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. So I think San Marcos was kind of our little rivalry, I guess,
Yep.
Them in Westlake. Did y'all football team ever play Westlake?
It's been a long time. We might have played them once or twice. I know we changed divisions a few times throughout my tenure in high school, but yeah, if someone told me we played Westlake, I wouldn't be too shocked. I know we'd be up in the mix as far. I think we were like 3 or 4A whenever I graduated.
Okay.
Might be going to like 5 now. It's good. That's what's crazy about my hometown, man. Everything's blowing up. Everything's getting busy.
Mine too. Back in I lived in Kyle, man, and now everything is
everything they dog said. Oh, Austin's crazy. Let me move to Kyle instead.
Yeah. But I've been there, done that, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But what college did you go to?
I went to Texas State.
Texas State. That's what's up. Bobcats. What you major in?
I majored in mass communication with a minor in business. So I figured I'm gonna go do some reporting. I'm gonna be a news anchor.
That's what's up.
I had a couple things kind of reorient the path a little bit. Wound up working in radio for like 2 or 3 years, which was fun. It's a great time. Went to South by ACL a lot.
Yeah.
They don't tell you though, it doesn't really pay a lot of money to work in radio in 2021, or whenever I did like 4 or 5 years ago. But it was a fun time nonetheless. It was nice to get acquainted.
You would think they would have, they would pay a lot of money.
I mean, if you're one of the top flight guys, like this is who people listen to on their drive to work every day in the morning. Like those guys get paid good. Yeah. But if you're not in sales or doing some sort of like business development stuff at the station, you're probably working 3 or 4 different jobs just to make ends meet.
Yeah. So after you went to college, like what'd you do?
After I went to college, I graduated. I got my degree. Worked at the station. I was initially interning there. They gave me a full-time position as a promotions coordinator, where essentially I just set up like events. I'd go to to gas stations and be like, hey, it's KGSR or KLBJ. We're here to do a remote for you guys. Yeah. I'm gonna set up a tent and I'm gonna shellac T-shirts and give away concert tickets for 2 or 3 hours.
Nice.
And it was fun stuff. Everybody's always stoked to see you. They come up and be like, oh my God, rock and roll. Like I did, they had Bob FM under that banner as well. So everybody and their dog loves Bob FM if they listen to the radio. So like, oh my God, Bob FM, rock and roll. So it was fun stuff. Did that for a while, and eventually I was just like, man, I need to figure out something a little bit more stable as far as the pay is concerned, because I was only doing that. So I worked at a warehouse, this joint called Sauceda Industries, there for about a year or so. Which was cool. It was a good learning experience, really got my work ethic right. But man, you work 20, 30 degrees in a warehouse for 2 or 3 weeks straight during the winter. You're like, I might want to consider some alternative considerations as far as the employment is concerned. So, I had a buddy who worked at this tech resale company here in Austin. And he was like, hey man, we've got an opening position. You might make for a good candidate. I can put a word in for you. did that, wound up getting the job. So that was cool. Unfortunately, stressed a lot more than I ever would have liked to, and wound up kind of burning the candle at both ends a lot of time for work. And I just, it was a very strong square peg in a round hole kind of vibes towards the end. Have me a beer. Why not? What is this? Oh, it's a Lone Star too. I thought these were Budweisers. I'm like, way more stuff now.
You like Budweiser's better?
I like Lone Star better. Budweiser's cool. It's just heavy.
And you gotta represent. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lone Star State, baby.
I'm saying it's a good casual beer, man.
Yeah,
we do a lot worse, but yeah, I was doing that for a while. I was working that joint, and eventually I parted ways with the company. And I was just like, man, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I feel kind of burned out.
Yeah.
Just did side hustle, did Instacart, Ubers, all that stuff for about 3 or 4 months. And then I had a homegirl hit me up. She's like, that I've known since like high school. We've been like best friends since high school. She's like, hey, we're hiring at my job. We do like recruiting and consulting and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Kind of work a lot, but make good money and you do worse stuff. And I was like, cool. I actually applied for this third party like hiring joint that wound up giving me an interview like set up with this company my homegirl worked at. So in a weird roundabout way, like the universe just kind of tied everything together and did like 3 or 4 interviews, and then eventually wound up doing that job where I did, just recruiting for this company for better part of like a year and a half. And then here in the spring, I moved on to project management where I got a little bit more hands-on business as far as like the work is concerned. So it's cool. It's not what I saw myself doing when I graduated college, but I mean, who can really say that like I thought I was going to do this in college and 10 years later I'm doing that? I mean, probably a lot of people, but
So where did the music come along at?
I've been doing the music came from me doing I did ever since I was about 16. I first gave like making rap music a shot just because I loved it growing up. And my sister got me real influenced because she was like always showing me like cool shit when I was growing up, and I was like, damn, this is all like
older.
Yeah, she's about 40. I think she's about 40, early to mid 40s, if my memory serves correct.
Okay.
And she always put me on the cool shit when I was younger, and it just really like vibed with me real hard. And there was like some tumultuous instances kind of growing up that listening to rap music really helped me out with a lot. It gave a lot to me. Music's power, and it teaches a lot, and it really gives you perspective that you would not get otherwise. And that's kind of what's kept me going doing music as long as I have, because I started just kind of messing around in high school at 16 because someone was like, have you ever thought about rap? Like, I still remember the first time I ever tried. I was at a buddy's Christmas party or something like that. We was in the truck listening to music and doing whatever, all that stuff. They're like, have you thought about trying, like, because I had a buddy back in the day who already did it. He was really good. His name was Kirk. He was really good at it. And he was doing it. I was in there with him, and they were like, give it a shot. And I was like, me? Yeah. All right. And I did it, and I was like, whoa, that was kind of fun.
That was cool.
I don't know what the hell I said. I probably fumbled prestigiously, but still, I was like, dude, this was fun. It was like a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh, maybe I could like keep doing that if that was a thing. And we recorded a mixtape in my garage with like, we had like mattresses set up, and we had a mic that we hung from like strewn up through the rafters, and it was like a very gung-ho kind of setup, guerrilla recording studio kind of business. But it was fun, man. We did that for a little bit, and just got down, and then eventually went to college, maintained the music, because I've been doing solo stuff predominantly for most of my like my rap career, just because I've usually work alone, usually like I don't know. That's just kind of how the process is wound up. I'm very, I guess, like individual kind of like style of working on it. Not that I don't like working with people. I love working with a bunch of different folks whenever I can. But yeah, this latest project, the one the Humble Prophets tape, that was the first collab project that I worked on, and that's only because my buddy Salas Herb, who's the the other artist on the tape, he basically pulled my arm the whole time. He's like, hey man, like we could make something really cool. You don't have to like just do the solo thing all the time. Like, all right, whatever. So eventually we wound up doing that, and it was fun. And really that's kind of been the North Star for me for this whole music thing. Like, I got a lot out of it when I was younger, and I've always kind of felt compelled to give back in kind, if that makes sense. Like, just kind of do like really good stuff that kind of gives people the same feeling I had. Like, I think about it.
So let me ask, what was the rap songs your sister was showing you?
Oh, there was one in particular. I don't know if anybody's heard. There's this group called Mystic Journeyman.
I don't think.
I think it's some local. I don't know the specifics, but she told me, and I remember this one beat in particular. I can probably find it on YouTube if I looked it up. But yeah, she showed me that, and I was like, man, this is really cool. And I still think about that because it's a really random ass like group to reference. But I just love that, and all the regular like Tupac's, Biggie's, and all that stuff, and
man,
really a lot of the classics, like
go.
And she did that, a lot of Texas stuff, and that was a lot of what I was surrounded by because I born and raised here in Texas, and a lot of people I grew up around love Texas rap. They love DJ Screw.
Come on, let's go,
yeah. So it was just like around all the time, and I was like, this stuff rocks. Like, you telling me everybody doesn't like this?
Man, come on, I feel that,
yeah. So it was cool. I grew up around a lot of cool stuff. And that was kind of my whole vibe for it. I was like, man, if I could make some stuff that gives, like maybe younger kids, or people whoever, the same feeling that I felt when I first heard the stuff that I loved growing up. I thought that was just the coolest thing in the world. So that's what I'm doing now. I actually have a solo tape that I'm expected to release come August, barring any, hiccups along the way. I've already got it sent out for distribution. Very excited.
Yes.
So I'm doing that. Funny enough, I'm supposed to get with a buddy of mine sometime this week to go over music video business because I'm dropping one, I think the end of this week, because that's kind of the what's the word? The loose schedule that I have as far as the rollout for this upcoming tape because I'm going to drop the video.
And this is your first mixtape?
No, this is like fourth or fifth. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did. My first tape was called Irrelevant. I dropped that, I think in like 2014, 2015, something like that. And I did Hope My Nephew Digs This, which was, just based on me wanting to like just kind of dovetail with like what I was talking about earlier, just like make some cool shit that, like initially the idea sprang from like just me being in college, me being just kind of like a fuck off ass college kid, not really caring about stuff the way I should have. And really not holding myself to a high standard. And I thought about a lot of like how my nephew grew up with my sister and shit was tumultuous, much for him as well. So I was like, man, what's something I could do to like, show a good, like, I guess set a good example. And I was like, man, I could maybe like make a good rap album. And then I was like, I can call it Hope My Nephew Digs This. So I did that. And then I did another volume, which I think is like my favorite thing I've done so far. Because I think there's a lot of strong songs on it. That's just the second volume, and then I got the tape I dropped with my buddy Silas Erb, which is Humble Prophets, called Up under the title Humble Prophets. And the name of the album's Up From Here. So
how'd y'all come up with the name?
Really, we were just talking about how we both felt really comfortable working with each other. How we both felt like we pushed each other to do better in a myriad of different ways. And we just both felt like, as long as we maintain this sort of like camaraderie, this sort of presence to like just want better for one another and all of our other buddies who run around with the music scene, and as well as ourselves, there's nowhere to go but up from here. So that was a lot of like our mental behind it. We were like, man, because when we made this tape, we didn't really know each other very well. We met on a tour that went from San Antonio to Seguin to Austin. I think maybe I don't know the last one, but yeah, we met on the San Marcos stop. We did a little show at this apparel joint right next to the square, and I was just chilling. I was really just like, okay, I got to do this. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go do the show, and then I got to go do this, and I got to go do. And right before I left, wheels never stop. Right before I left, my buddy Silas Erb ran up on me because he performed there too, and he was like, "Hey man, I really like your vibe. do you like perform around here often? We should like hang out and get down on a session or something, and like maybe collab on stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I was like, man, that's really nice of you to say, and I'd love to work on some stuff together. And I'm really not the best at following through on like those, hey man, let's like work on shit together, because it always it's like when you get drunk and you like make plans with people, and you're like, we're gonna fucking go do this, and it's gonna be the shit, and then you never follow through on it.
Yeah,
I'm like that.
You'd be like, what the fuck? What was I planning?
What was I planning? Who am I? Where am I?
Yeah.
What's going on here? And yeah, it was cool just to see that shit actualize, because we had intended to release it in like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And we were kind of working on it through the tail end of that year into,
So this album with you two was a couple years ago.
It was written, most of it was written in like 2019. So the recording process, because we had to do recordings, we had to do mix and mastering, we lost files. There was just, the process was, it was an uphill battle for a lot of the time. It took longer than we would have liked for it to, but we did that. And then, we were going to release it in the spring, and then, fucking gestures and everything happened. And that kind of threw our plans in disarray to a degree. And yeah, we it took a little while before we could really get the wheels back spinning to finish the process. And eventually, we got back in the studio. We went over what we had. We cut a few songs. We added a few more in on the tail end. And yeah, eventually we got it set to like everything's mixed and mastered. We got cover art. We got distribution set up. We got everything registered. So it was a good feeling. It was like, man, I did not think we were going to get this done. And then we managed to I still remember the day we sent it off for distribution, and I was like, okay, what do I need to do now? Like, what's my role now? And my buddy's like, you're good. You wrote the songs. It's all you need to do.
So on the album, is it just you two on there? Do you have any guys that's featuring on there? Or?
Yeah, we got a few guys featured on it. We got our buddy Levi Deadman, who is another member of this macro group that me, my buddy Salazar, my boy Levi Deadman, our boy Diligence, and then our boy Grins, and a few other related folks as well that's involved, called Ideal Collective, that we all kind of run under as like the banner thing.
Yes.
And Humble Prophets is a group under that. So we had buddies featured on there, like my buddy Diligence is on one song. We have my buddy Levi Deadman on another. And then we have, Cap Lewis. Cap Lewis is our newest addition. Super sick. We have him featured on one of the songs as well. And I feel like I'm forgetting somebody as well, but I always feel that way for some reason. But it's really cool because we had a lot of like really talented local producers. We had like The Point, which is like a super sick 2-person band that did like live production for us on one of the songs. That's the music video one that you shared earlier today. Yeah. They made that beat. We watched it. It was sick as.
I sat here and listened to it like 3-4 times smoking. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was a good smoking song. You know?
It's a good like just do whatever vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's not too heavy. It's just put that shit on, let it ride.
Yeah. I was like, I'm feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
thanks, man.
Yeah. Hey, man. So where's the furthest place you doing music have you been? Like, where's the furthest place you've done a show?
Furthest place I've done a show. Really not that far, to be honest with you. It's been a lot of just within this Austin to San Antonio kind of block. I'd love to branch out and do more Houston stuff. Yeah. I just don't know. I don't have a lot of connects in the actual like scene there. That would be like, hey, we're doing a show this weekend. We have an open slot. Are you interested? But I have a good amount of friends that live in Houston. I've just never really gotten good roots as far as like, this is the scene. This is where you go to like. I don't know where the open mics are at. I don't know where the venues you go to.
I can put you in with a couple guys.
If you're open to that, I'd love to get. I'd love to get some giddy up going on that because dude, Houston's such a great place to go and do music at because it's such a just burgeoning market. Yeah. It's only getting bigger, just much akin to everything else here in Texas. So
yeah, I don't know. All right. So what's the most? Well, you're not really from the Austin area. I was gonna say, what do you love more about Austin? But I guess what do you love about Seguin?
Seguin's cool. I like that it's slower than Austin. I'll tell you that much. Because I've
You be doing shows in Seguin?
No, but that would be really cool. I don't know of many venues that do rap shows in Seguin, to my knowledge, at least. I think that'd be fun. I mean, it's small enough to where, like, I can't imagine there's a lot of other competition as far as stuff going on that would deter, like, some people like, oh, I'd love to go see your show, but I'm already going to blah, blah, blah tonight. There's a show at, Volstead, or there's a show at...
So mainly you doing shows in Austin?
Pretty much, yeah. And
San Antonio?
Not lately, but I'd love to go back and do some more shows in San Antonio.
I'm gonna put you in with this guy. After the show, I got you.
There was one venue that I used to go to every now and again. I can't quite remember the damn name of it. I got videos on my IG of the show that I did at this set. Watch, I'm gonna pull it up and be like, that's the damn name of it. But it was fun. It was kind of it was a smaller venue, a little bit more cramped, but I like the tight kind of venues where it's like almost not too much room to breathe, because it really makes you feel personal with the audience. You know what I'm saying? To where like they're up close. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna chill in the back and just kind of give this guy room. Just let him do his thing. No, you're in there with me. We're going down on it and making it happen. Yes. Damn. I have the damn videos on my IG and don't know the name. That's me right there getting down at the damn venue. I can't even remember the name of it though.
That's all good.
I know my buddy on Facebook, The Music. He's the one that helped me get on there, and it was a fun vibe. San Antonio's a great place. I think there's a lot of fun to be had there. And I know people dog on San Antonio a lot that are like not from Texas, which is weird to me because I grew up like San Antonio's cool. What's not to like? It's got the Riverwalk. It's got probably the best taco joints you could find ever. Short of going to Mexico proper. And
shout out to San Antonio. I got some boys out there, GBC gang, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Nemesis. That's who I'm gonna put you in with. He be doing nice. He be doing shows, like, venues, you know what I'm saying? He got 2 coming up, one in San Antonio and one in Austin.
Rock and roll, man.
Man, I can see if he got a slot still open
I'm super interested. Absolutely. Yeah. The only thing he's an
R&B singer. So
really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
His name Nemesis. So I'm gonna connect y'all, man. Shout out to Nemesis one more time.
Shout out to Nemesis.
Shout out to Mr. D. That's my boy too, you know what I'm saying?
Also Mr. D.
Yeah, all right. So if you could collab with anybody right now, famous or whatever, who would it be?
If I could collab with anybody right now, that's a good question, man. I feel like it'd be easy to say like one of the mainstream guys, like a Drake or like a Lil Wayne or something like that.
There.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody wants to do that. But I would like to collab with I think Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I don't know if he's as active lately, but I always loved his music growing up, and I think it'd be awesome to do a song with him. But
I have no idea who that was.
You never heard of Del? Wow, you should listen to Deltron 3030. It's a collab project between him and this producer named Dan the Automator. It's really awesome.
What is it?
It's Deltron 3030. It's a really awesome rap out. It's a rap concept album. It's essentially like this guy, Del the Funky Homo Sapien is a member of this group called Hieroglyphics back in like kind of the earlier days, like I think like more active around like late 90s, early 2000s to a degree. And he did this concept album where he's essentially like a warrior in the future fighting against like a corrupt society with like mad robots and crazy tech shit. And it's it's one of the best concept albums like I've ever heard done in a rap song. I know there's other ones out there, but man, I'm a huge fan of that shit. And he has a lot of good solo material too that I'm a fan of as well. So I'd love to collab with him. Who else would there be? You know what's funny? At first I was like, man, I don't know how to make heads or tails of this guy. Jack Harlow. I like Jack Harlow.
Oh yes.
I think at first I was really ready to be like, man, this guy's whack. Why should I like him? Blah blah blah. And then I saw the dang because I think I got burned out on what's popping. I got burned out on that a little bit too, but I saw he did a dang verse for the new Fast and the Furious movie, and I think it was like on I think it might have been a Wiz Khalifa song, maybe. Curse me if I'm wrong, but he did a verse on there, and I was like, this is really smooth.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like this.
Yeah.
I listened to it over again because I think he's smart. He releases videos of his features that he does on there like individually. So he just posts them. And
shout out Jack Harlow. If you, when we get up there, if you ever watch this, shout out Jack Harlow.
That one he did with Lil Nas X is nice too.
What you think about MGK?
MGK's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I'm super well versed in his material. Yeah. I know he leans a lot more kind of like punk rock orient. Right?
I think the last that last video he did with the guitar, the pink guitar, I forgot, but it was like more like a rock song, than rap, and I like that. I feel like that was his scene.
Really? I
liked it.
I got one that's kind of I like rock music myself quite a bit too. I grew up loving like all the like older like metal bands, all the kind of like guitar orient. My dad loves Dire Straits. He put me on that about all the time. Awesome stuff. But yeah, I got a buddy that I made a beat with. Or I should say he made the beat. I did just the song over. It's a song called Spaced Out, and it's on Hope My. Yeah, it's probably like my top 5 favorite songs I've made. Yeah. As far as just like me looking at my stuff objectively, I'm like, damn, this song checks a lot of boxes that I think would constitute like, this is a good song. This is, someone says like, what's a good song that this guy made? I'd probably put that one in front of them as far as like stuff that I think is like pretty good quality on my part. And it has guitar playing. It's essentially just like my buddy Coulter, who is among the most talented mofos I've ever seen musically. Like he plays guitar, he plays drums, he makes beats, he does everything. He's a one-man band. He made the beat for that, and yeah, I just did that. I did my song over it, and I was really stoked. I was like, damn, that's pretty good. So I try to I have some rock influence on my stuff too. Plus I be going real aggro during shows sometimes. I be getting like really hype, and I'd be getting like sweaty afterwards. I'd be like, I look like a mess, but I don't care. I'm here doing a show. Like, dude, like. That's one of the things I feel bad for people that go to a rap show and expect like really hype energy, and they're like, I want an experience. Yeah. And it's just like some guy rapping over his pre-recorded vocals, and he's not really acknowledging the audience. And it's very much like, I'm just here I'm here filling a role. And it's like, are you even having fun, dude? Yeah. Like, why are you doing this? Like, you could be doing so many other things if you're not like, because I have fun. I have fun during shows. I run around the stage. I fall over stuff. I'm up there drinking, taking shots and shit, just like having a fun time with it. And I think if you like the audience sees people do that, as long as you're not, acting a fucking fool, they're down to be like, yeah, this is fun. This is an exciting, like lively vibe, and people that resonates with people. So
yes, sir.
You gotta put on a show. It's half being a rapper. It's also half being an entertainer. You can be a really good rapper, but if you're a lousy entertainer, why would anybody go to your show? It's not fun.
True that. So do you remember your first time doing a show, and where was it? And how did you even get in touch with the people to do that show?
I can tell you, I don't recall explicitly I'm pretty sure it was back in San Marcos. When I first
Shout out San Marcos.
I did a lot of fun stuff there. Made a lot of dumb decisions. Learned a lot of good lessons though. So rock and roll to that. I can't tell you the first show that I did, but I can tell you the first time I did public stuff in San Marcos that was like, I'm doing a show, or like I did a freestyle battle that was like essentially like hosted by the school, like the university, and they did it in the stairs area, I think it's called the breezeway or the causeway or something like that.
You was freestyling like that at the time? Oh, you still freestyle?
Yeah, for sure. I love it. But this is when I was like 18, 19 years old, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Because there was 3,000 people at this show at this freestyle battle, and I auditioned the day of. I must have strung together a few witty phrases in the auditions. They were like, yeah, you're fine, going ahead, whatever. I was like, okay, I'm in. Oh my God, that's crazy. And yeah, I got up on stage, and what was it? I battled my buddy Robo, who I haven't seen in a long time. He's really cool though. He was really great battler too. Yeah. And we did our thing. I think I managed to hold my own on the first go. He started. I said something. He came back and he said something really sharp where I was like, okay, are we battling, or are you being an asshole right now? And I was like, I'm gonna take that really personal, and I'm gonna let it influence my form, and I'm gonna look really shitty. And then, I still remember I was gonna say something like, I'm gonna walk all over you like you're a flight of stairs or something simple like that. And I just took the opportunity to just like, I'm gonna walk all over you like and just, you're not allowed to curse during this show either.
You let it rip.
I basically just drop the loudest F-bomb that I could fathom with my chest. And it was like all the air in the breezeway just left. And
how was the crowd?
They were like, because they all looked at me and I looked at them and I was like, oh my God, y'all are thinking what I'm thinking. Oh shit. And it was like the longest 3 or 4 seconds ever. And then everybody just goes, ooh. And I was like, okay, play it cool. And just, said something or other, maybe 2 or 3 bars after that. And I was like, okay, I think that is my part for today. It was fun. I will catch y'all. And it was super embarrassing, but I look back on it now and laugh because, in retrospect, it's a pretty funny situation.
Yeah.
And it worked out because I met a lot of the people that I did music with at San Marcos through that event. I was really active with this group called Hip Hop Congress that was it was like a school funded essentially club. It was like a rap club basically where you could show up and like get critiques on your stuff and just be like, hey, I'm working on this. What do you guys think? It sucks, do better. Nice. Or it's cool, like fix this and this, and then you're solid. And they'd have like different like speakers come in where they like teach you about like culture, history, bunch of different like just drop jewels on you about the history and just doing the knowledge on rap. And there was a lot of other instances where you could do charity work. We talked to like grade school kids and we helped them with like confidence building and like just character development and different kind of like just mentorship program sort of type stuff. I like doing that quite a bit. I still like doing it to this day. Like I love doing that at my job. I love coaching people. I love seeing people that are like, they show up to the job and they're like, I don't know anybody. I don't want to piss anybody off. And I'm just like, let's talk. I'm totally gonna make it awesome for you because
that'll be me. That'll be me. You're like, oh shit.
It's fun, man. That's cool. It's our responsibility as dudes and people, ladies that are we're getting older, and we got to do good for the younger people. I think it's of paramount importance that we do.
Kids?
I don't have any kids.
Oh damn.
To my knowledge, no. I have my nephew. I usually dote on him most of the time just because I like make sure he's good to go. But no kids right now. I'm getting close to that age where I guess people are going to start asking. My mom's is already like, so when can I expect some grandchildren?
Yeah. Oh, and I'm
like, you're going to have to wait on it a little bit.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh yeah, shit. You
so I'm not old. I'm not old, but I'm definitely the point where people are like, you're kind of getting older. I went and helped my buddy move a few things in his apartment, and he was like, "Aren't you like almost 30?" I was like, how about you don't remind me of that, and we'll talk about other stuff, Mr. 34, 35 years old and shit.
Hey, so what was the best show you ever had?
The best show I ever had, man. There was one time that I reminisce on a lot that I did a show at this place, Triple Crown? Yeah, I think it was this venue in San Marcos that was really small, really cramped. I think it was called Triple Crown. It was like it was a dive bar, like cold, like dark kind of vibe to it. And I remember I did a set there and I just dropped my first tape and I was real stoked about it. I was like, oh my God, I'd never released music before. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to tell everybody about like, hey, have you heard my tape? Have you heard my tape? Have you heard my tape? And they're like, we get it. And I did a set like a week or two after I dropped it. And I did a set at this joint and I did really good. I hit every note perfect. Like there wasn't a big audience because you could really only fit like 70, 80 people in there comfy, if that. Yeah. But it was a packed house and everybody loved, like the crowd was vibing like hell with it. And it was weird because like I don't consider myself someone that's like naturally like an extrovert, like naturally like go out on stage and talk at people and like, hey, I'm going to meet new people and just like run with it. I'm usually a lot more like quiet as kept.
I love meeting new people, man.
It's fun. It's
That's why I started doing this, man.
Imagine how many people you meet. You probably meet so many people.
Yeah, I did like 20 shows already, man. And
20 shows.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's 20 people you could be like, yeah, I know this dude pretty well now. I see this dude in public and be like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
And you know what? Without this, I'm like solo. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But since I started doing this, 20 shows in, man, I met so many different people.
That's so early.
Man.
You're so early in the process too, man. That's awesome. Man,
20.
Cherish it and soak these times up because like I said, I've been doing music for a minute now, and there's days where it's like, I don't like this. I don't enjoy this. Like I'll get mad writer's block. Yesterday, I was trying to write new material, and those are the worst days because that's when it really feels like I am working. I'm 4-letter word working right now.
Get out of your writer's block.
Really?
Or do you just?
It's something you got to kind of just take on a case-by-case basis. Sometimes I'm in the mood where I can just kind of hammer through it. And I'm like, all right, we're going to lock the door. We're going to put the beat on. Yeah. We're going to just sit and stare at a notepad and then just write whatever happens. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah. There's been times I've spent like 7 or 8 hours just staring at a damn page of paper trying to write a verse, and everything I come up with. That. Yeah, everything I come up with, I hate. I'm like, this sucks. Why would anybody like this shit? Yeah. And then I crumple it up. I'm like, cool. All right, let's get down to the next one. I write a bar. I'm like, that's the worst fucking bar I've ever seen in my life. And I just fucking crump that up, throw it and shit. And there's days where it's like that. Yeah. And I spent a lot of college doing that. Unfortunately, in those instances, that's when you just kind of got to walk away and just realize that your brain is not going to be flickering that hard all the time to where like it comes easy. A lot of times it is very grueling. It's very like isolating too. It's like, unless you're working with like a crowd of people, like you're collabing on stuff with a buddy or something, it's very, it can be a lonely process. It sucks watching like people be out because there's been a lot of days. I'm busy with a lot of different shit these days, but I remember being younger and working on music at my apartment by myself while other people are like going downtown and they're having fun. Yeah. They're meeting people. They're making memories. Yeah. And it's like, I really like rap music and I like making it, but
do what you love,
man. Like, and it's weird because I think I've got a better balance for that nowadays. And I got some friends that still like barely ever see him out in public. Yeah. Always see him on the social medias working. And I'm like, I respect the hell out of that. And it's just like, I would like to see them boys out there in public a little more. But I understand the grind, especially when there's money on the line. Because those guys, that's their job. They make money off that. And they pay their bills with that shit. I'm not paying bills with rap music right now. I'm just doing it because I like doing it. And I would like to maybe get to the point at someday where I pay something with it.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm trying to do, man.
But I've had people ask me outright, like, if someone told you you're never going to make music with rap music, are you still down to keep doing it? And I'm like, yeah. And I'd answer it pretty quickly with hesitation because it's like
the way music, just the way
and
it
it's
makes
like
you feel.
It's like, why do people make chairs? Why do people build instruments? Like, why do people like music? Because it's like you don't need to get paid to enjoy music. You can just play music around people, and it's like cool. There's a vibe in the air that just changes the whole dynamics of like everything going on around you.
Do you play an instrument?
Not really. I would never claim to be like really a proficient in one instrument. I like to dabble. I like to play keyboard, drum. If
you could learn one thing, I mean, you say you like to dabble. Well, what would be that one thing?
I think it would be. That's tough, man. There's a few. I know sax. Being able to play sax, fucking cool. Being able to like belt out on the saxophone, killer. Yeah. That's so player. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then like jazz horns, some like old John Coltrane type shit. Would love to be able to play some sort of like real jazz like guitar. Like I know some buddies that do like my buddy Coulter I mentioned earlier. He does guitar and it's got like a real jazzy feel to it, to where it's like it sounds like he's just freestyling with the guitar, and it's like, damn, this is cool as fuck. And I think that would be cool. I would hate to be the guy at the party that's like, hey, I have a guitar. You want to watch Bill guitar? Like, but that's fun. Like that's why those guys do that, because being able to play guitar and play that shit well and like belt out some tunes, that's cool as fuck. So yeah, I think being able to play guitar would be fucking sick. but that does require a lot of sit down and it requires a lot of input. Much I can't, like I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Oh man, that would be like I want to learn that too. I ain't gonna lie.
We live in Texas, dude. Yeah. I feel bad at this point living in Texas and not being able to like maintain a conversation in Spanish if need be, because there's so many people here.
So how good are you right now? I mean,
I'll hear people speak Spanish and I can make out words and I can kind of, like put together context of what I think the conversation, like is about. Yeah. But if someone was like, hey, I'm talking to you in Spanish, it's your turn to reply, I'd be like, Google Translate. Yeah. So yeah, it's
out of all the languages, why Spanish?
One, it's useful. I mean, I've lived in Texas my whole life, and there's been a lot of instances where like I've never needed to learn Spanish, but it's always been like, damn, if I would have known Spanish, that would have been really convenient during XYZ time. And it's just nice language, like I think it's, it's what I grew up around to a degree, because Seguin has a very strong Hispanic population, and my god sister's Hispanic, like a bunch of her family's Hispanic, so I grew up around a lot of the culture, and I always appreciated it. And I was like, man, it'd be cool as hell to be able to like go to Mexico or like go to Spain or some shit, and just be like,
oh my god,
right, be able to like just drop the natural language and just not have to be like, where did the people that only speak English go? I need to go to that place because I'm not going to the Spanish only section because I will not talk to anybody.
Have you been out of Austin? I mean, out of Texas?
Yeah, man. I've been to I've been a few other states. I've been to like Seattle. I've been to Colorado. Nice. I've been to what are some other ones? I think that might be it as far as like states are concerned. I'd love to go to like LA, check that scene out.
Oh hell yeah! I think Atlanta. I want to go to Canada.
Canada would rock. I've been to Belize.
Oh damn!
Belize rocks. Belize is very fun.
What'd you do over there?
I went out there for a buddy's birthday. It was like a winter trip. We all had kind of just like a break from work during the winter holiday break, and we were like, yeah, let's go to Belize. I feel like my buddy just like spun a globe, and he was like, bam, we're gonna go to that place. Yeah. And we wound up going to Belize. And we went there, and we spent like half the trip in the jungle at this little resort joint, and it was next to Mayan caves where you could like canoe in there and essentially like check out this like network of underground caverns that are.
I'm into that Mayan.
It's so dope. Yeah. We had like a tour guide. They were talking about like, they'd say it's like a gateway to hell and shit down here, and it's like you go deep enough, it's like if your light goes out, you're essentially fucked because there's no way to navigate your way through there. Damn. It's so crazy. Very fun trip. We went and did the jungle thing down there, and then we went to the island.
That shit.
I'm saying. And then we went to the island area. I believe it was called St. Augustine. I would have to check my my history on that. But that was fun too. And we showed up, and it was immediately just like everybody there is like, hey, what's up? All we get money from is tourism. Would you like to be treated nicely, Mr. Tourist? I'm like, sure. Oh, you're giving me drinks. Oh, drugs? Cool. I'm in Belize. Apparently that's what happens. Cool. Let's get down. Fuck it. And yeah, it was a great time, and everything was pretty cheap too. You were able to do a lot with a little. And I think it was it was like tourism and lumber. I think it was like their biggest sources of revenue. So it was cool, like seeing a bunch of kind of like touristy spots juxtaposed with like lumber yards every like four or five blocks and shit.
What was the biggest difference from there to here?
It was just small. I think it was especially from here in Austin. It's like everything's smaller scale, and it's just geographically speaking, like there's a lot less land to work with as far as like the metro areas were concerned. A lot more country, like a lot more countryside to drive through. It reminded me kind of because I go to Seguin from like here in Austin to Seguin and back because of visiting family. Yeah. And it reminds me of that drive to a degree because it's like you drive through a lot of countryside, you get to kind of soak in just everything on the side of the road. It's like, damn, it's cool as hell with all the trees and shit. Yeah, it's bad fucking ass and shit. And yeah, it was cool doing that. Like throughout the jungles and spots, we was definitely getting down, just kind of soaking everything in. I was like, man, this is cool as hell. I see why people want to travel. Because I'm usually a homebody. I'm like, do we need to travel? Do we need to go bother these damn people in their home country? Come on. And eventually, my buddies will, they'll yank my chain enough to where I'm like, all right, I guess we're going on a trip, and I go and have a great time. So
that's what's up, man.
That's how it works, though.
I've never been out of Texas, so
really
that'll change.
Where would you want to go?
Italy.
Really?
Italy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bro, Italy's fire. I've heard good things about Italy. I've got a few buddies that went and they said, damn, I drank a lot of wine and the countryside is beautiful.
I was
like, damn.
That's my first thought. That's
getting
my
wine drunk and just so many sights.
Man.
You're like, yes.
Yeah. All right. So has there ever been an embarrassing moment for you at a show, or just, if not,
no, I have
your most embarrassing moment in life?
I have embarrassing moments like almost every show.
Until you you ever fell off the stage?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Not like that. I don't think I've ever had a full on like, I'm legit falling off the stage. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But I've had instances where I stumble, I'm mid verse and I'm trying to like look cool and maintain the aesthetic. I'm like, oh shit, I fucking didn't notice my shoes untied. I'm out here falling on speakers and shit. Or, like the smoke out or pre-roll event that they did at Flamingo Cantina recently. The first one they did like 4 weeks ago. I did the cypher. And apparently I won the cypher. I just showed up and I was just like, oh my God, people are freestyling. Let's have some fun. And I did that. And they're like, you rocked that cypher. Holy shit. Damn. And everybody's like, I can't wait to see what your song's like. And I think I just, probably went a little too aggro during I liked the song. I think I just went a little too heavy with the energy. And, I tried to get off stage, running the crowd, trying to get around people. And the cord got hung up on the speaker.
Oh,
so I'm like rapping and I'm noticing that I'm like, oh shit, I'm like getting yanked my cord, and I'm like looking at people around that are next to it. I'm like, I don't want to tell you because I'm rapping, but hey man, the fucking speakers, I need help here. And shit like that happens, and you just gotta kind of roll with it. And yeah, I try not to take myself too seriously because man, there's so many instances where you can just kind of like look mad foolish performing, and it's just like I even in life, like you gotta have a short-term memory about shit. Because I spent a lot of time growing up ruminating on shit. There's really no need to. You look stupid in front of some girl you think's cute. Fuck it, who cares? You could do a show during, whatever, and, oh shit, I'm a sweaty mess. Ooh, I dropped my drink on me during my set. Fuck it, who cares? Anybody's gonna go write in the history books, this motherfucker spilled some shit on his shirt, or this motherfucker fell over some speakers while trying to do his set. Like, no. And as long as you just play it cool, like embarrassing shit happens. That's how you learn stuff. Embarrassing times are what develop you as a person. That's where because you get out of your comfort, you're mad uncomfortable. And if you are used to being uncomfortable, then you never lose your cool. You never lose your stride. And that's
so. No, I never heard of it like that.
Because I look at it as like, I do rap music, and I do rap music a lot. It's like, this past time I went to Flamingo, I didn't really have any homies that showed up. I think it was just a real spur of the moment thing. I think everybody was busy, so I was just there by myself.
How was the crowd like? Was it a lot of people?
It was a lot of people. They put a good set on. They had a lot of vendors show up. They top tier production on their part as far as like
Flamingo Cantina.
Flamingo nice. My man Jay Soldier and his whole conglomerate of people that he works with, super talented. They know how to put a great show on, and yeah, I was just there by myself. I didn't really have anybody to kick it with beyond like the people that I saw there. Like my boy Train was there. He's cool. He's from out of town. But beyond that, it was just like a lot of people that have just like, I just know through music that I don't really know like like I might think of them as friends. I don't know if the vibe is the same. Because I'm very much like, oh, we've chopped it up for like 30 seconds. We're friends now. Cool. Yeah. What's up? You want to buy a beer? You want to buy a shot? Like,
yeah.
But I know a lot of people are a little bit more, cards kept closer to the chest than I am. So, yeah, I was uncomfortable to a degree there. But I look at it as like that's where you develop. And that's where you develop callousness in your social the way you carry yourself socially. Yeah. Because, they had some people come through that show that they mentioned themselves. They're like, I'd never done this before. This is my first time on stage. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. They're probably fucking nervous as shit right now. Oh my God. Man. Because I know the feeling. I'm like, bro, it is nerve wracking if you've never done it before. And you're just like, holy shit, I wrote this in my bedroom. I hope people don't think I'm an idiot or it looks like shit. Or it's just like, it's super easy to get like really wound up and nervous. But that's why you just you soak the moment in. And as opposed to like, because I think a lot of people, their issue is they fight them jitters off and they don't really like let it just wash over them to a degree. Because that's
hard, man.
It's so hard. And it's a process that takes trial and error. Because there's been times like especially when I was younger, I would do shows and I'm trying to make it look like I'm chill throughout the entire set when I'm literally just like, oh my God, I fucked a bar up 3 songs ago and I can't stop thinking about it. Man. Or I'm just, like I feel shy or I just don't feel like performing.
My brothers would be performing and I was always shy, but each time that I did it, I felt more. Yes, that's you, brother. Each time that I did it, I felt more and more, comfortable doing it. So I was like, okay, fuck it. This is cool now.
It's like streaming. Like imagine how many people are like, wait, I'm on camera. You're recording me while I talk and my face is present. Yeah. Oh my God, I would never agree to this. And it's like, I don't blame a lot of people because it's nerve-wracking shit if you've never done before.
True.
But you just got to kind of just roll with the motions and just try not to put your foot in your mouth too much. Yes, that's really all it comes down to. Like, it's easy to not say the wrong thing when you don't say too much.
Yes, sir.
You say
are you like always called on to freestyle? Like since everybody know you freestyle, do you be like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, sometimes
join in the freestyle.
If I see a freestyle, if I see like a cypher going on and it's like a party or it's like a casual event, I'm like,
jump in.
I mean, if I'm allowed in, hell yeah, I want to jump in. Cause it's
that's
a lot of. I notice a lot of people like.
I wish I was like you, man. I always wanted to freestyle, and
you just gotta kind of just go in, just like I'm gonna say some shit. I'm gonna be really loud with this shit that rhymes, and I hope that y'all are like, oh, this guy's rapping, cool. Yeah. I'm gonna let him say some shit. Yeah, say some shit. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, I'm a white rapper. Not everybody's cool with that shit. Yeah. I totally get it. I'm not cool with a lot of white rappers myself. Yeah. A lot of them ding dong, but. If you meet cool people and you just like you treat people with respect and you just show them that you're like, I like doing this shit because I like it. I like doing this shit because it's fun. Yeah. And I think it's like, once again, that just resonates with people. People read that off of you and they're like, oh, cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come on and join the vibe. Fuck yeah. So that's really.
So would you do a freestyle right now?
Sure. Yeah. Do you have a beat?
Shit. You want to play one of yours? You pick the beat. It ain't even got to be long. You can do a couple bars. And you should listen to ATX Cypher. He
nice with it?
Yes. Shout out to ATX Cypher. Shout out to Gary Smith.
Shout out that man.
Man, I'm telling you, ATX Cypher right now. Look, after the show, I got you. I'm going to put you on with a couple things, couple people, couple shows. I got you, man.
I'm not opposed.
Man.
You get the wheel spinning for me. Let me know where I need to go.
I got you, bro. I got you, man. It's cool. I like the fact that sometimes I have people that don't know other people. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and mix everything. Nice. I love it. That's why I love doing this show.
Bringing people together.
Exactly. And the first time that I thought of this show is that's the first thing that I thought of. I wanted to bring people together.
It's important, man. If you're able to bring people together and you're able to put people in front of one another that wouldn't be there otherwise, it's an essential life skill. People appreciate that shit. I was actually, I don't know if people can hear this. You ever heard of Gangstar before?
You want to hook it up to the speaker?
Sure.
It's called Game Pro something. Game.
Oh, it's a Bluetooth guy.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
Getting ready to
do game day party.
Game day party. My man getting ready to do a freestyle for us real quick. You know what I'm talking about? Hey. Let's go, baby. Go Rogue Podcast.
Go Rogue Podcast, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
So, you ever heard of Gangstar before?
Gangstar sounds familiar.
They were a group, more active kind of back in the day. You know DJ Premier, right?
Nah.
He's a really prominent, producer. He's made all sorts of awesome stuff. He made a group with this guy called Guru, And DJ Premier's, his producer. Guru was the MC, and they made some really awesome music back in the day. Also, something I would recommend you check out because I think there's a lot of stuff you dig. It's got kind of a jazzy feel to some of it. But yeah, this is a beat off their album Moment of Truth. I think it was actually the first song on the tape, if my memory serves correct. And I always loved the beat because I was like, man, this shit's cool as fuck.
That's what's up.
And yeah, I'll go ahead and do a little bit of something over this, see what we can make happen.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Freestyle session.
Yeah, this is the session of the freestyle. Microphones get defiled. You can bet they be coming around for like 3 miles just to catch the flavor. Feeling like Hercules with the labor, as well as the flavor that people savor. I'm like a lightsaber with the way that I be slicing it. No reciting it. That's the way I be writing it. That's just how it goes in. Not one for posing, but Control Alt Delete these boys like they frozen. Yeah, the one that's chosen like it's gestured. You can bet I leave every single boy gestured. They be clowning around. I'm down with a pound. And it feel like on my brow I got about 1,000 crowns. I'm like Anthony Davis can't even explain the way I makes it. That's the reason I'm not one to jerk like I'm Jamaican. Still I takes it in a different direction. I have to go and hit them in fives like a vivisection. I got to tell them about it. Overcrowded me, myself, and I on the microphone. I'm sublime. Every single rhyme. Put it down. I'm like the punishment when it comes to governments. I feel like I'm running it in time. Told them in a different way. Hit your brain about a zillion different frames. It be taken with the picture. On my record, not one blemish or depiction, but I still sip slow from the mixture. Yeah,
man, let's go.
Hold up. Yeah. Yeah, to the beat, I be discreet. 1337 lead. Told them that's the way I goes, and ain't no one gonna defeat. I be in my own zone. I be up inside my baggage. I got a little bit on top of my plate. It's all composed of cabbage. As well as be in my wallet. I be balling if the day be ending. And why you can bet that's how I calls it. I be John Stockton or Joe Sif Stalin. I got flows off top the corrosive ball and told them that I'm in my bag. Like I feel like I'm got the groceries. Scared off the Delta. Don't get close to me. I feel like life harder than it's supposed to be, but I be cold shoulder with the frozen tree. My man Doug to the left, he be blazing it, but the wires on my back, they retracing it, saying that I wrote it, saying that it couldn't happen. Although microphone magistrate when it come to rapping, I be different package. I be Lex Luger with it, feeling like I be inside the sewer with it. I'm the shit. I commit off the top of the lip, and that's how it goes in, like your hair that I split.
Hey, I gotta get in there.
Yeah.
Hey, he tore it down, man.
Hold up.
Go Road podcast, baby.
Go Road.
Let's go.
Yo. Yeah. He said this is a Go Road podcast. Yeah. He said this. I think I got some. Hold up. Yeah. He said, this is the Go Road podcast, not the Joe Roadcast. You can bet on the microphone. I might flow fast. I might go slow like the dojo. It be an escrow. With my boy Doug to the left. I'm running a step. Every single time when I rhyme, I'm off of the mind or else it's off the paper. If we feel like the major as well, the minor, the definer of dopeness on microphones. Not the one that gon' quote this. It is spoken. It is established. I'm running rampant on these mofos trying to say this shit here ain't elaborate, but I have it in a basket case. Rap and pace. You cannot match. I'm off crack. Nah, I'm off dope. I'm off that. I'm off this. You can on microphone imagine when I come to lockstep. That's the way I have it. I rack it. That's what I'm causing. You can bet I have to go with the way I make you pause and imagine how I have it in a different kind of image. On my record, there is not a single different blemish. I done put it with the candle, burning it on both ends. You can't on the microphone, the brutal law spoken. No joking from Houston to Hoboken. You can't bet off the top. I leave them all broken. No one trying to choke it. Lost the baggage, but still I got my man to the left and we run rampant. Told him it's impossible, the mission that I rocks with, but you can know I'm on the microphone with the hot shit.
Man.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Don't mind me. I gotta give you that. Man, hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, I love that, bro. That's what's up, bro. I love that shit.
It's okay. I'm always like, man, I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have but
bro, you did that. You did that shit. I love that shit, man.
We have fun.
How many freestyle battles have you won, man? I know
I'm not gonna act like I got no damn long track record of that. I really haven't done it as much lately.
Yeah.
But I've won one in top, like there's been one contest that I did at Bat Bar back in the day.
Bat Bar downtown.
Yeah, over on 6th Street.
Yeah.
I remember I won that. I should have said that for my best show because that was a fucking fun ass time. I won the whole battle. I had homies show up. Man, they was giving me beer. I'm like rapping at them, battling this guy at the same time, and like. Yeah, I was in my bag that day. It was crazy. I won the whole shit, and they're like, "Yeah, you want to do a song after?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Whole venue packed to the gills and shit. And I was like, "Damn, this fucking rocks." And then there's one other time that sticks in my mind. I have a buddy named Kyle. He goes by Tall Kyle. You should check him out too. He's local. He's fucking sick. He's one of the best rappers.
Shout out Tall Kyle.
Shout out Tall Kyle.
Let's go.
The tallest Kyle.
Hey, come to the show, baby.
Do it. But yeah, he's super dope. He's a battler. He's done way more battling than I have. But there was this one time we was at Spider House here in Austin, and they did battles back in the day. And I remember I got paired to go against him, and our buddy Frank might have been there at the time. I don't know. He's a mutual friend of ours. We both know, but yeah, I saw that I was going to battle my buddy Kyle, and I was like, oh, shit, Kyle, like, battles. I should probably come up with some slick shit to say before I fucking go in here. Yeah. And I still remember, like, I said some shit like, I invade the stage like D-Day. You can catch me at your gal's house because I got your gal's key on my keychain. And back in the day, I kept my my keys on like a fucking clasp on my belt loop. And I undid that shit and then dropped that at the punchline, and the whole crowd was just like, oh, like, I worded it a little bit better, but man, I still remember I hit that shit. I beat my buddy, and we still talk about it to this day because he's like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
I'm like, let's do it again. I would love to do that shit.
Oh, man.
It's fun.
How does that shit make you feel when you
do it right and what you think in your head, you're like, I got this bar. It's going to be fucking sick. It's going to hit like a bag of bricks. And you say that shit right and everything goes according. Bro, it's like you literally actually, like, the feeling of actualizing what you imagine prior is nuts. Because you're literally you're making your reality. You're like, this could go 1,000 different ways, but I made it go the right way. Yeah. And there's no feeling like it.
Damn,
when you got the crowd looking at you and they're like, this guy did it. You got your opponent looking at you, this guy did it. And you look at yourself in retrospect and you're like, I fucking did that shit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty gnarly feeling, I have to say.
Damn, bro. So you got any shows coming up or?
That's a good question. I don't think I have really anything on the schedule right now. I'd love to have something soon. I'm going to try and ask around the Austin scene to see if there's anything going on.
I'm going to plug you in, man.
Plug me in. Yeah, anywhere you know of openings, let me know. I'm super down to jump in. I'd love to get something rolling to where, like, there's more I'm working on putting together, like, a monthly thing with a buddy of mine. We're going to try and do, like, a show where it's, like, a group of MCs, a group of DJs, and we're going to just do, like, a little more just kind of cavalier, just loose-fitting kind of frame with it.
Yes, man.
That'll be fun, but nothing really concrete yet. That's why I'm hoping to, like, get something going to where it's like, I got a show this week, I got a show next week, and I got a show.
That's how I am right now. I am less than 2 years,
if you're
20 shows, I think this is my 20th show, and my goal for the year is 50. My 50th guest, I'm gonna give them a special prize, man. I'm gonna go all out.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what really seals it. If you can be consistent.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like, I feel like this is what they should, like, high school coaches should tell kids and shit. You can be great, but if you're great and you do good shit consistently, that's when you're like, oh, it's established. Like, I do good shit. And it's just like, it's expected. So you show up and you're just like, oh, I just do my thing and it's great shit. Yeah. and you hit 50 shows, you be like, damn, I got my stride. My stride about me.
That's hey, God willing, that's my goal. I'm on 20 right now.
You're 20. You only got 30 to go.
Man,
you're about halfway already.
Man, I know, right? And you know, it's a hustle trying to do it all by myself. You know what I'm saying? As you can tell, you know, before the show, what I was doing, and it's hard, but
you're doing a good job from what it seems like.
Yeah,
and I think it seems you're doing a good job, and it seems like you're having fun doing it.
Yes, man. I'm meeting you, man. I'm meeting other great artists or entrepreneurs, man. Like I had this guy make me these. Like he was like my second show, and I've been wearing them ever since, man. He made me a shirt. I was wearing it when he came.
That rocks.
He make bow ties, all that shit, man. Hats, man. I was like, I love this shit. Tight. Meeting different people.
That's what it's funny. I actually have something I guess you would consider as a podcast as well that I did with a buddy of mine, my boy Shelly Nix. We did it under this production company called Safe House. We only got one episode in, and then we kind of got rug pulled, unfortunately, and we're trying to get it up back off the ground. They just an issue of money. We were funded by this.
Did it get too much ratings? Or?
Well, the thing of it is, like, I think our production company just kind of overextended themselves, and they didn't really have the money to pay the bills. Yeah. So when that happens, it's like we can't pay the bills, so you don't get a show. So you know, and I ain't got the fund to fund a whole damn production company and shit. So we got kind of rug pulled there, and my buddy Shelly and I were trying to find new avenues to get it off the ground because we had a fun time. I love doing podcasts. I love it's at right now, just like, bro.
That's why I love doing this, man.
I'd be doing this anyway. I'd be at my apartment, just like, we're just talking, chopping it up,
from the kitchen to the room. So
it's easy living. Like I'm going to work now. Bam, I'm in the office. What's up?
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to work for myself. I'm trying to build up my little shit. I got a lot to go, man. Like I said, I just dived in it, and I feel like I'm progressing every show. So
that's really all I meant. As long as you do better, a little better, even if it's just a little better every time, just so you can see it in because realizing progress rocks when you are able to see like I put out this product a year ago. Now a year later, I put out this product, and watching the difference and like all those things you've learned just kind of like come together to form this new output. It's a crazy feeling.
Yeah.
And I think you got a good rhythm about you, and I think really that's all that matters. As long as you keep doing it and just keep at it, and just don't let trivial bullshit dissuade you from continuing it.
Yeah.
That's really all that matters. If you can do that, you're good. You got a good product, and you got fun stuff. I think the vibes are cool, and I think there's no reason for people not to tune in.
I appreciate you for coming, man. For real.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
Freestyle, god damn it, man. I love that shit, man. A lot of people don't really want to do things on camera, but you came in and you lit that shit on fire, bro. Like I swear to God, I didn't expect that shit. I didn't expect you to just be like, I'll just willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah, man, it's fun. That's what I'm talking about. If I'm ready to be uncomfortable, that means I'm ready all the time.
So what do you see yourself from here? What do you see yourself next going?
It's a good question, man. You mean like in the macro or just this evening?
Just no. I'm just saying, like in the music world.
Oh man, yeah. That's what am I doing this evening? What are you doing later on? I'm going to lose on the green, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, man. Somebody asked me that recently. I went to go meet up with a buddy of mine that I met at that pre-roll joint, and he asked me the same thing. He was like, "So what's the game plan looking like for the near/middle/long term with the music shit?"
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I really don't know. I've always kind of operated planless, and I know it's probably not an ideal or practical way to do it, but I always hated trying to form fit what I do with this shit with what people are just like, this is how you do it. This is the pre-established thing you do. And it's like, I just kind of do it differently. Like if that means like, I will never make money doing this, it means that the shit I make only resonates with me. Like that's just kind of the way it rolls. And I look at it as like, if I continually strive to do better, people will they'll hear it. They'll resonate with the shit that I put out. And I think as long as I'm willing to take chances and just keep chasing that flame to where it's like, cool, like let's not let that shit die. Like I'm saying, like, because people have, it's funny, in my early to mid 20s, I remember I didn't put out some material for a while, and people were asking me like, "So you're gonna do something different? You're gonna like, are you done? You stop rapping?" I'm like, "No, I didn't stop rapping. I'm just not putting anything out right now. I'm just like on stasis." And there's such this big pressure to just be like, put out content all the time. You gotta fucking da da da. I'm like, whoa, I like kind of just chilling a lot. Sorry if that's against the law, 2021 society, but yeah, I mean, it's like. I like to put out stuff that I'm really proud of and that I think is worth putting out. That's why I'm excited for my new tape. Like my upcoming tape. Yeah, my upcoming tape, it's there's a few bangers. There's a few songs I'd call like bangers, but there's a lot on there that I would consider like probably not like what you want to put on if you want the party to get pumping and shit, which is fine. It's like there's songs on there that do that. There's songs on there that have different objectives. And it's like it's funny. I'm really excited too because there's stuff on there that I think is really interesting and just kind of different stuff. Like I have a song about the movie Jackie Brown.
I like that movie.
The guy that the guy that plays her love interest, the bail bondsman guy.
Is that the one with John?
His name's Robert. His name's Robert Forster. He's he's the guy that's she's hanging out with, and that like the guy that picks her up at the jail initially. In the beginning of the movie, he's like reading that book, and like Jackie Brown walks out of jail, and he takes her. That guy.
Was that? And that was Pamela Grier, right?
Pam Grier was Jackie Brown. Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking love that. Probably my favorite Tarantino movie. But I remember I was in quarantine watching that shit, and I was just like.
I'm gonna tell you mine real quick. Mine was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Really?
Yes.
That's a good movie. That's a fun movie.
That was and Salma Hayek. Oh my god, that was my first time seeing her, and ever since then.
What an entrance, right?
God. Oh my god, that was my favorite Tarantino movie.
I think Robert Rodriguez actually made that shit.
Was it?
Yeah, I remember Tarantino was in there with George Clooney.
Yeah, he was in there with George Clooney. Okay, I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I remember I think that was a Rodriguez joint if my memory serves correct. Damn, but yeah, I think he might have been like an executive producer or some shit. Either way, but yeah, man, I remember the guy that was Jackie Brown's love interest. I was a really big fan of his work in that movie, and he doesn't really have much. I'm good. He doesn't have much of a what I would call a fleshed out career beyond. That's probably like his like peak role aside from a few other things. And that dude died. I think last year he did like a guest role on Breaking Bad. Like the last.
I've never seen it. And everybody says it's good.
It's pretty good. It leaves a little bit to be desired as far as like the actual ending is concerned.
Yeah.
Really great fucking TV show. Definitely worth checking out. But that guy died, and I was like, damn, that fucking sucks. Like,
yeah,
I really liked his character, and I thought it was really cool, the dynamic between him and Jackie Brown in that movie. So I made a song called Max Cherry, because that's that guy's name in Jackie Brown. Yeah. And it's basically like from the perspective of Max Cherry talking about Jackie Brown. And it's like,
give me a little snippet of
Yeah, I can show you that right now, actually. My buddy
it's nice to learn like where the inspiration of artists' songs come from, and and that you saying Max Cherry, like damn.
I thought it was really cool. I really can't tell you why. I was like, I'm gonna write a fucking song.
Max Cherry,
but
man.
I caught the bug one day, and I was like, man, I'm gonna just do some shit, and I'm gonna just fucking see what happens. And
Max Cherry,
my buddy,
let's go.
My buddy Portavita, his name's Joe. His real name's Joey. He made the beat, and I was like, damn, this shit's cool as fuck. I just need to do something with this. And then one day I was just watching Jackie Brown. Remember that guy died, and I was like, I'll write a song for that motherfucker. See what
Max Cherry. I like that.
See what fucking happens. Yeah, this is
Yeah. R.I.P. Robert Forster.
Shit's pretty cush.
Yeah. My gal Jackie Brown, call me Young Max Cherry. Brought a smarter side out of me, a dumb past buried. All the love in the world on my one back Gary. For my gal Jackie Brown, I'm a Young Max Cherry. Took one look from afar, I was smitten. I give everything and more just to kick it where she kicking. Whip a coffee if she wanted, or a J for her to blaze. Looking about the scenic route, I can't wait to learn her ways. Firecracker feminine, her energy be popping. Once I get a bit of flavor,
that shit.
We be stopping, dropping on my other business to mix mine with the pleasure. Jackie never lacking with the passion, put me on a stretcher. Hope that I don't go ballistic, access ever, rock connection. Tarantino, not the name, but I can give you direction. Checking you like you the weather. Best believe looking peachy, it don't matter what the time is. Hit my line, you can reach me, cause my gal Jackie Brown, call me Young Max Cherry. Brought the smarter side out of me that the dumb past buried. All the love in the world, I'm my one back carry. For my gal Jackie Brown, I'm my Young Max Cherry. Super fly, foxy, knowing most well show me. Gotta make sure she ain't caught up with no Ordale Roby. Hold me down like a wrestler, protector from a trap. Said her ass is getting bigger. I said ain't nothing wrong with that. Cannondale, phonics, still got it. Sinful how you so divine. Put you on a pedestal.
There we go, Pop. Yeah, you see him?
What you
see him, Pop?
Over here, too far away. So I can hold you near. Near to me like classics are. The reason I rap this hard, trying to take care of her problems until all the math is hard. Even if she got a jet on short notice, a great escape, I'm still only a call away if she need me to save the day. My gal Jackie Brown, call me Young Max Cherry. Brought a smarter side out of me, a dumb bass buried. All the love in the world, I'm a one back carry. For my gal Jackie Brown, I'm a Young Max Cherry.
Let's go. Hey, let everybody know where they can reach you at, man. Where they can find you at.
You can find me at Darxx 830. It's just DARXX 830. It don't matter what social it is. Just search for that. I'm probably the first person you're gonna find.
Any videos on YouTube?
I got the Humble Profits video on YouTube. I got a few from back in the day on YouTube, but I wouldn't say I got the most robust YouTube catalog ever. But you know, if you want to find my business, just look on Apple Music, Spotify. I got plenty of solo stuff. I got the collaborative album with my buddy Silas Herb called Up From Here under the label of Humble Profits. So whatever y'all want to check out, feel free to give it a browse.
Silas Herb, right?
Silas Herb.
Shout out to Silas Herb, man. You got to come on the show, man.
My man's we hold it down,
show, bro.
We holding it down for my man while he locked up, and it's not no biggie, but we taking care of business regardless for him. We holding it down.
Okay, man. Shout out to Humble Profits, man. I'm feeling that shit, man. Feeling that, man. Hey, we had a good show, bro.
We had a great show.
You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I'm going to plug you in. I got some people, man. I'm going to plug you in, man. Hey, y'all got to check out the freestyle on YouTube. Check out the freestyle on YouTube. I'm telling you. Hey, he shut it down. You only got to see it on YouTube, though. If you ain't subscribed, you better go subscribe, man. Check out the freestyle on YouTube. Hey, he ate that shit. Tell me he ain't eat that shit. Pop, go check it out, baby. I see you, Pop. Love you, man. We're going to have you on the next show Sunday, baby. We got another show on Sunday. We're going to see y'all again, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my bro, Mr. D. Shout out to Aunt Jackson Weekend now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go donate. Y'all go help them boys out, man. They doing their thing. They putting on for the city. Shout out to Nemesis. Shout out to Young Free. I know my Pop like Young Free, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out Go Road Podcast. Me and Pop love you, Pop. Hey, Pop couldn't be here tonight, but he gonna be on the next show. Love y'all, man. One more time, my boy right here, man.
This is Darxx coming to you live. My name is Dylan Harkins. I rap. I go by Darxx when I do it, and I'd love to see y'all around. I hope y'all check out the music, and I hope y'all have a good evening. And check out the Go Road Podcast.
Yeah, Go Road Podcast. Y'all go like and subscribe on YouTube, baby. All day, man. He shut it down. Y'all better go look at that shit. Anybody can think they can fuck with him, hey, go look at that shit. I'm telling you, shut it down.
It's cool.
Hey,
if y'all like rapping, let's do some rapping together sometime. I'm looking for collabs. I'm looking for friends. I'm looking for people that like having a good time. Let's put it together and make some shit happen.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to my boy Nemesis, man. Hey, you got to put him on, man. Put him on. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Nemesis, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Peace out, y'all.
Take care.
Go Road Podcast. Hey, man, look.
Man, that's crazy. That's